everyone. This is your 6 o'clock showing, Clear Cut with Shannon and KJ.
You said it wrong.
With Shannon and KJ. Don't do all that.
I'm just saying it's written, right?
You're right, it is. But I think, we had a plan here.
It's fine.
Shannon and KJ, we had a plan here.
I like my name being in front better anyways.
It was a week last week. It was a week.
It was a week, and it's been a week for very many people, but specifically Korea and India. On Sunday evening, a 19th century cable suspension bridge collapsed and sent over 100 people down into the Makuku River. Makuku River. At least 132 people were killed in this accident. The bridge was recently reopened 4 days ago after 6 months of renovation. Definitely.
4 months.
How many?
Six months of renovation, and they opened it 4 days ago, and God.
I wouldn't be the first one to step out on that bridge. I can tell you that.
Well,
right
first
now.
of all, it's a cable suspension bridge.
Right. I was on one of those this weekend. Grandfather Mountain. There's a mile-high bridge you walk across from one point of the mountain to the other. Oh, yeah.
You didn't fall into the Makuku River, though.
There is no river. There is no river. I want to know, though, so 100 people were killed in the river, and then so 32 people must have been killed in the aftermath of what was happening up here where it was actually suspended. So
yeah. I
wonder exactly how many of those people were actually from India, and how many were tourists.
Yeah.
Because that would be interesting to know. I wonder if it was a big tourist day.
I don't know. But, actually, I think I remember that the reason why there were so many people out there is because they had reopened the bridge for their New Year celebration. So okay. I think most of those were probably
natives.
Natives, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in Korea, Seoul, Korea, is that how you say that?
Seoul, Korea.
Seoul, Korea. A stampede rocked South Korea as 154 people were killed after being crushed and run over by a crowd of people. The event is one of the country's deadliest incidents in years. The South Korean president, Yoon Suk-yeol, and his wife, they laid flowers and paid tribute to those lost. A government-led investigation has been launched. And I don't know if I just did a terrible
I think you butchered everything, but that's okay.
Name.
That is all right. We're not natives of Korea, so it's okay. They can let it slide.
Nobody's watching.
But then again, we are Americans, so it's just like us to butcher
a name. I can't even say my own name half the time.
Guys, let's move into some hot topics. It's always fun to get to those. Last week we had the birth of Merrick, or rather Avery is going to be his name. He is the child of Scott McCreery and his wife, who Scott
Gabby.
Was a...
Look! He was an American Idol winner. I can't remember the year that he won, but Lauren Elena was his runner-up. He got married to Gabby, and her name is spelled Gabby, but he's pronounced it Gabby.
Right.
And he went to NC State. He's from Garner, North Carolina.
That's right.
Pursued a country music career. I think he went to NC State for ag science.
He went to NC State for communications, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that works for him. He needs to be able to communicate.
He's like you, a communications major and a musician. Look at you.
I'm nowhere near as big, but,
All in due time.
It works out, though. They're a beautiful family.
Yeah.
I'm super happy for him.
He was born, Merrick Avery McCreery is his full name. He was born on Monday at 4:34 a.m. in Raleigh, North Carolina. So he was probably born at Wake Med, pretty sure. And I think that's pretty interesting. I knew Scott McCreery, but I did not know that he was a North Carolina native. So that's pretty cool.
Garner, North Carolina. Yeah. I met him before he was famous, and
you can say I knew Scott McCreery when
we were sitting in the Johnson Community College, and we were both auditioning to be a part of their country music showcase. Nice. I was sitting there, my 11-year-old self, in my pink dress. I was ready to perform and see if I could be a part of one of the country showcases. He came and sat down next to me and said, "How are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm fine." And the next year, we see him on American Idol. My aunt calls me, and he was like, "That's that guy." She was like, "That's that guy." And it was Scotty McCreery.
Wow, look at that.
Crazy.
A North Carolina native. Their son will go by Avery, which is his middle name, but his first name, Merrick, is pretty special to the family because it's actually her father's name. So
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
yeah. So he'll be named after him. Scott McCreery did say he is excited for the future. He said next to his mother, he's talking about the boy. He is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And he's especially excited that he is no longer, which is interesting when I heard it, he was the last boy on both sides of his family before his son was born. So they didn't
Wow.
have any other boys, and he was it. And if he didn't have a child, if he had a girl, more than likely the McCreery name would have probably ended there with Scott.
But he was able to carry it on.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
pretty
good.
cool. It's pretty cool.
Good for them.
Also, the two, so they had children later in life, which is not too late, but the two have been married for 4 years, and this is the first child for both of them. They said they always wanted a kid, but they wanted to leave time for traveling and to
Yeah, they
experience
wanted
life.
to see everything first. I remember when they got pregnant this past year, it was a big thing because he had always said, I want to be able to like go traveling because
Right,
his wife, she wants to go everywhere. And so he's traveling
Hey.
for music too, and they
Look,
were able to do that.
When you're married
this way.
to a music star, I want to go everywhere too. So let's move on to some drama we have here. We always have drama with this particular person. I mean, he's full of drama. He's nothing but drama. Kanye West is back in the headlines. Once again, I think last time you joined us, we talked about his rant that he had, which gave up the name of his children's school, which was crazy in itself. But now he's been dropped by pretty much every organization or partnership that he has had.
Oh, look at him. He looks crazy.
On last Tuesday, Adidas announced that the company would be ending its brand partnership with Kanye West due to his anti-Semitic comments that he made, which once again continues with the long list of things that he has done that you just don't do.
And after he made those comments, I don't know if you saw it, but Kim went and had dinner with Ivanka.
Ivanka?
The daughter?
Yeah. Ivanka
The
Trump.
daughter Ivanka Trump, because they are Jewish. They
Well,
still-
Jared Kushner is Jewish, right?
right.
Yeah.
So she converted to Judaism. I
Right,
believe.
yeah.
And so that's what they believe in. So she was pictured having dinner with Ivanka after he made those comments.
Is that strictly a PR tactic, or do you think they're friends?
I don't know. I
Well,
think
actually,
because
they probably will be friends. They probably are friends.
They
because
are.
Kim Kardashian had
they've had dinner before.
yeah, she was friends with the family. so-
Right. So
yeah.
they've kept up with each other anyways, but I wonder-
Nonetheless, it's still a PR stunt.
right, and I believe it too, unless those pictures just surface because because somebody's trying to draw a connection at all points
Wow.
in time. But I was proud of them. That whole family released statements that were not in support of what he said. Every Kardashian released a statement. Khloe was the first one to say we stand with the Jewish people. We don't.
Of
we
course.
do not agree with any of this.
Just
Kanye's
just things
saying.
you don't say. But like I said, this is not the only organization that has dropped West or ended a partnership with him in the recent week. He had a tough week last week. He was also dropped by both his lawyer and his talent agency, which is Creative Arts Agency.
And his lawyer was Camille Vasquez.
Right.
And she was the one that represented Johnny Depp.
That's right. We just spoke about that. So that's pretty cool how that all ties together.
Oh yeah. And you know what? I don't blame him for dropping him.
Well, at some point,
He's got to shut his mouth.
and
at some point.
and the people that decided to drop him or end the partnership, for lack of better words, they also have a business to run.
Yeah, and I think they're going to do better for it because people are going to see that they're not in support of what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, once everybody withdraws their support towards him, he's going to have to look somewhere besides his ridiculous antics and all of these childish stunts that he's pulling all the time because everybody's over it.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's a musical genius, and those shoes are ugly that he makes. They're ugly. He's not good at what he does as far as fashion. Do you like his fashion?
Well, no, I don't like his fashion.
It's ugly.
But I don't know if we can say he's bad at what he does because he's definitely made a lot of money off of them.
Right.
Now, whether they look good or not, that's a separate conversation. But I definitely think that in terms of him finding his niche is in terms of what people like or what the consumer wants. He's done a
think
really good
people-
job of that.
I think people were just riding the Kanye West wave because
probably.
they wanted
I'm
to
pretty
ride
sure. I'm pretty sure.
the Kim Kardashian wave. His fashion fame came from her.
Yeah. Oh no.
Because whatever she
sure.
wears, that's what sets the tone for what people are going to be wearing in
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
And so he was able to design it, put it on her, and she was able to market it for him.
Yeah. Well, when you have millions of followers
Right.
on Instagram like she does, like in her realm, that's her profession.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can say it's definitely an addition to his
Oh
brand
yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Even a bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, which did his business relationship with him, they cut ties with him as well.
And how
you know,
can
that's
you
the
blame
first
them?
time.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
I don't think I've ever heard that. I'm
don't
pretty
think-
sure it's probably happened, but I think this is the first time
Well,
I've heard
it's so
that.
publicized because
Yeah.
look at what he's doing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
That's,
I mean-
that's interesting. And also last Wednesday he had to be escorted out of Skechers. He went to the Skechers headquarters unannounced, and he had to be escorted
With
out.
camera. He had a whole camera crew
A
with
camera crew,
him.
because he wants to be, if there's one thing, Kanye West is definitely full of himself. And he loves that people look at him like...
He doesn't care how they're looking at him.
Yeah.
He just wants them to look at him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he wears some of them ugly outfits.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. Have you seen the big rubber boots he's been wearing lately?
Let's not even talk about it.
With the big jeans, the wide leg jeans?
Let's not even
Come
let's
on,
not
dude.
even talk about
Come
it.
on.
But all this comes after comments like this is what he said: "I can make anti-Semitic remarks, and Adidas won't drop me." He was convinced that none of the organizations that do work with him would drop him, and here we are. It was
Rude
reported that he
awakening.
lost about $2 billion last.
Good. I hope he loses the rest
last
of it, too.
So, moving on, lions were rescued from Ukraine. You wanna? speak
Yeah,
about that?
lions. There are people in war-torn Ukraine, children, and all things important suffering in Ukraine. But we went over and we rescued how many? 100,000s are waiting for Ukraine to calm down. But we're over
Thousands of lions are
Lions are being saved and brought back to the United
I mean,
States.
I just don't think we have enough. I mean, there's nothing to say. Well, why are we over there rescuing lions?
I mean, it beats me. There are people. There are people.
There are people over there that are in a war, and we're rescuing
But
lions.
you know, I can't judge. I'm not judging.
oh no, of
I'm
course
just
not.
Saying,
No, we're not judging, but I think that we should probably put those resources towards other things.
I know. I mean, and there are people here. There are people here that need help. I'm not saying that lions. Okay, PETA doesn't need to come after us, but I'm not saying that lions are not important to make sure that you save. But I'm also
What are you saying,
that
Chet?
people are more important,
Yeah,
in my opinion. And so all of these,
some people.
all of these millions of dollars that we've probably spent going
Yeah.
over there and collecting lions from Ukraine.
Let's hope not too many. Let's hope not too many millions.
Not.
Not too many millions.
I
Moving on to there are, believe it or not, there are over 100,000 Americans waiting for an organ transplant, and yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
that's it. Pretty interesting. There could be an extended period of time for people to receive new organs. And health experts have even said they are currently looking at or expecting only 50% of people can receive an organ transplant in the next 5 years.
I don't know how that's going to work out. you know.
Well, these people that are like waiting for hearts and waiting for lungs
Yeah.
and waiting for livers and waiting for, all these things, it's like, what do? You gotta hold on to your life and try to make it until you get
Until
which
you,
is,
I can't imagine being in that position. First of all, that's a really, really hard. Imagine the families too.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's
sitting
just,
there.
it's the waiting game.
Yeah, it's just hoping that the phone rings
Yeah.
at some point. I can't imagine
And then,
what that feels like.
And once again, talking about the expanding on the psychological aspect of it, like we did last week. you got to think about, so now you're, as a family, you're waiting for another family to lose their loved one.
Right, and it's so morbid in a way.
Yeah.
So because you're celebrating, first of all, that your family member gets to extend their life,
Right.
but then you're also celebrating.
You have to mourn the loss.
You also kind of almost feel like you're celebrating the death of another person.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a survivor's guilt
Yeah.
type of thing where,
It's
well,
crazy.
you know, maybe they shouldn't have
Yeah.
had to lose their, but it's how it works out.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, what do you do?
I don't know. It's funny that we're talking about this because I actually saw a video the other day of a guy that received a kidney transplant, and they were able to find out the name of the man
Nice.
that gave him
I like
the
when I see
transplant.
those videos.
I love when I see
Yeah.
that. We had an instance like that at my church not too long ago, a couple years ago. A woman was able to donate her kidney,
Yeah.
and in return, the man that we knew that needed one was able to get his.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see that kind of impact between two people. you
Well,
know.
I think the organ that will always give you a tearjerker is definitely the heart,
Oh my God.
because it's, once again, it's that psychological factor or emotional factor, whatever you want to call it, where a mother who lost her child and he donated his heart, she gets to listen to his heartbeat again.
Right.
You know, even though it's in another person.
That's such a bittersweet. It's more bitter than sweet.
Yeah.
Obviously for the mom, but it's still like a sweet gesture to be able to say my son's heart is
Right.
still
Right.
there. You know.
It's definitely, you know.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
Well, it definitely says something about people who decide. I'm an organ donor, but you know, it definitely says something about people who decide to donate their
Oh,
organ.
yeah.
You know,
Not to toot your own horn or anything.
not to toot my own horn or anything. You know, it just happened to come one behind the other. No, but I think I really do think it's an interesting.
I think it's
thing.
a good
I think it's
thing.
an interesting decision to make.
It
you
is,
know.
and not saying that, you know, you're a bad person if you
Right,
don't decide
of course,
to do
of
it, because
course.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Mine is not.
Right.
And that's for, you know, personal reasons, but anybody that does, I have the utmost respect for them.
More transplants can save a lot of money, but or a lot of people money, actually. Or I guess I shouldn't say actually, but if we think about it in this way, whereas, for example, Patrick McGlone, he was born with type 1 diabetes, and he received a dual kidney and pancreas transplant during the summer of last year. And anybody who doesn't know anything about diabetes it eats up your pancreas pretty much. And so, you know, getting a transplant of a pancreas basically removes, you know, it takes diabetes away from you,
Right.
right? And
So it's not something that you have to live the rest of your life.
exactly. And so
Constantly.
going back to that save a lot of money part is now you don't have to worry about those insulin charges or
Oh yeah.
those doctor costs. Or,
And we know those were not.
Oh, those high.
recently.
They're high. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
personal. I know, but no, I definitely think in a offset way or a down the road kind of way, it definitely saves some money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can see that.
So, but you know, interesting to say that because I'm not saying, oh, you should go get a transplant to say, but you know, just saying if we are talking about the idea of transplants, is definitely something that could save you a lot of money if it's something that you need to have. You probably need to go ahead and have it.
Yeah.
If you can.
Absolutely.
If you can.
Absolutely.
And also I think, you know, we start discussing things like artificial organs being built and stuff like that.
That is always going to be an interesting topic
Yeah,
to me
yeah.
because how can you
How does
get
it work?
something man-made to work with something?
It's crazy, you know. That's the thing about these countries, that can afford to do that research. You know, it's
I
pretty
know,
Interesting.
yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Halloween is today. Happy Halloween. For all those out there who are thinking or who like to give out pass out candy, Halloween candy prices have soared.
Skyrocketed.
They're skyrocketed.
It's
It's
too
not a
much.
surprise because we're currently in inflation.
Yeah, but they're really
we've-
taking
but-
advantage of.
Yeah, but we've gone up 14% over the last year. 14%
For some chocolate.
for some chocolate.
For some chocolate. and
A
sour
bag of
candy.
fun-size Snickers will cost you $12
Does that make them fun?
versus $5 in 2021.
Does it make them fun anymore?
No, they're not.
Once you
They're no
have to
longer
pay.
fun. They're now $7 more For what?
For what?
We have the highest prices since 1999 on candy.
And there was a candy shortage too. We talked about that not too long ago.
Well, there was a shortage of everything, so.
Including
candy.
organs.
and organs. Companies like the Hershey Company and Mars Inc. Have worked to keep costs down as best they can. Mars Inc., which also makes M&Ms and Snickers, they said that they diverted additional candy costs where possible, understanding that this season is a difficult time for candy buyers. I think, let me ask you a question. So the bigger picture, do you think these raises in prices, this inflation, as it relates to candy, do you think that it takes apart or cut a part of children's childhood? So like people who can no longer go out and afford to buy candy just to give it out.
I'm just saying, like, if that's
you're breaking Halloween.
If that's like breaking your Halloween spirit, you might need to try to find some other ways to prioritize your joy a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I remember going to knock on doors. Of course, you probably do. Going to neighbors' houses and getting candy or whatever. But it was never really the candy that drew me.
The aspect.
I wanted to dress up.
Well, I think I think it's more to, obviously, like you said, more about more than candy. It's about dressing up. It's about going out with your friends. It's about
going out with your family, picking up some candy, seeing people, letting people see your costume that you probably worked on for like the whole month of October. Unless you were like me and did it last minute the day before. So, I mean, I don't know. I think
everything like that. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Well, I can't believe it. Prices are high. I don't know when they're going to go down. But if you still are in the trick-or-treating mood, definitely go out, buy some candy, give it out to those rotten kids that's going to come by your house.
With all their rotten teeth.
And try to enjoy the Halloween time. We're going to get right back to you after this commercial break, and we're going to talk about some local events and national holidays.
Community College Caheen Auditorium 2022-23 Performance Series is back. North Carolina Symphony Holiday Pops and A Christmas Carol. Coming in 2023, the Zuzu African Acrobats. And yes, you heard right, the Rat Pack one more time. The Kings of Las Vegas Swing. And wrapping up the season, To Kill a Mockingbird, Matilda the Musical, and Rashomon. Season tickets on sale now. Don't miss out. Get your season tickets today.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the Lifetime Care Promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
What is the Davis Furniture difference? The difference is we buy with you in mind. For generations, we have listened to our customers. We can help you find the look you want for every room in your house. Quality, style, color, and of course, service. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Davis Furniture, the family business where we treat you like family. Let us help you make your house a home. Davis Furniture, historical downtown Rocky Mount, on the corner of Hill and Main.
We always like to help you plan your week or your weekend with some events we got going on in Rocky Mount, Tarboro, Wilson. You never know where it'll be. It might be Greenville. Who knows? But this week is one of those are gonna be in Rocky Mount. One of those are gonna be in Wilson. The Rocky Mount. If you like chili, like I do, Meals on Wheels are having their annual Beans and Brew event. It's going to be their 7th annual one, and it's going to be held on this Thursday, November 3rd, from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Rocky Mount Mills. You'll be able to go out there, you'll be able to taste some chili, you'll be able to sample some craft beers. So if you like chili, if you like beers, you should go.
For a good cause, too. Meals on Wheels is doing a lot of good things in the community.
Yeah.
So it's good to be a part of that.
Nice.
The North Carolina Whirligig Festival is this weekend.
It is this weekend, and I think it's going to be November 5th and 6th, which is a Saturday and a Sunday. They're going to be doing things on both days. That Saturday date will be 10 to 5, and that Sunday date will be 12 to 5.
Yep.
And Uptown Funk, the band, they will be on stage, not Bruno Mars, don't get excited. They will be on stage from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. during that Saturday night. And the forecast shows sunny skies.
Sunny skies.
Throughout the weekend.
Artisan crafts,
Indeed.
pottery,
Food.
ceramics, candles, all of the stuff that you
Anything you can
see
want,
made.
really.
There's a Whirligig man that goes out there. He makes his own at home,
Oh.
and then he brings
think
them and
I-
sells. They're
think I saw that.
awesome. They're amazing, and he does a really good job
Yeah.
at them. But they'll be gone Sunday.
Yeah.
So if you want one, get out there Saturday.
Go early, go quick.
Do some Christmas shopping too, because you want to go on and get that out of the way. Especially if you can buy local, because there's going to be a lot of local vendors
Yeah.
out there all weekend long. Clothes, jewelry, handmade wooden signs, all of the stuff that's normally out there. Crochet, knitting.
Yeah.
It's a
Everything.
Big deal.
Everything.
Big deal.
You got national days for us.
I have plenty of national holidays for you to celebrate this week.
For those people out there who actually like this segment of yours.
You like it. Yes, you do.
Kind of enjoy it.
Today, of course, is Halloween. Tomorrow is
Happy
going
Halloween.
to be National Brush Day tomorrow, so you can remember to brush your teeth before
Oh.
you go to work. And it's also Calzone Day tomorrow. Wednesday is Deviled Egg Day. How do you like your eggs?
Deviled.
I like mine deviled as well, or boiled. Thursday
Scrambled.
is Give Somebody a Dollar Day. Hey, big man, let me hold $1.
That's tomorrow.
That's on Thursday.
Oh.
And then, funny enough, we were talking about candy for quite a long time, if I'm being honest with you. National Candy Day is on Friday.
That's exciting.
Get all that half-price Halloween candy while it's on
Oh,
the shelf.
well, don't worry. It
after
won't be half
Halloween.
price. It'll be double price. All right? Thank you for joining us here at 6 o'clock. It's always fun to have you guys. Maybe next week we'll have some more fun stuff. I think we always like to bring
Maybe.
some.
Might make it a little
We always
more
like to bring some
depressing.
good things. Maybe Kanye West will do something else crazy.
I hope he just goes home and sits and thinks about what he's doing.
Yeah, like a little bad boy.
And the bad thing about that is, though, I think he does think about all of this mess that he does before he does it.
He thinks he's the smartest human being
So
on earth.
smart.
We can't stay too much longer. We got to go, Shannon.
Let's go then.
All right. We'll see you next week.